You don't need to memorize all of these tarot cards. You just need to know your numbers, your elements, and your vibes. The Minor Arcana isn't background noise. It's the heartbeat of your deck. These are the everyday shifts, the choices you make when you think no one's watching, and the energy you are moving through in real time. Hi boo, it's me, your medium bestie, the Death Fairy, certified death doula, and your spirit guide to the other side. Ding! Today I'm going to teach you how to feel the Minor Arcana, not just memorize it. Because once you understand how the suits and the numbers work together, tarot gets so much easier and a lot more fun. Let's be real, the Major Arcana gets all the attention. Big archetypes, soul level stuff, gorgeous names like the Empress and the Hanged Man. And then you get the Minor Arcana and it feels like a blur. 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, King of Cups. And you're just like, what? And people rush past these cards because they don't feel that connection, that magical archetype connection. They're just like, what does it mean? And a lot of suits are not illustrated. So sometimes you'll just get 7 of Pentacles and it'll literally be 7 pentacles on the card. And what are you supposed to get from that? But the truth is, the Minor Arcana is where the real stuff happens. This is where your habits, your growth, your resistance, it all shows up. They tell the story of what you're actually doing in this world, not who you're becoming. And once I stopped trying to memorize the right meaning and understood how to read them using numerology and elements, it all just clicked and got so much easier. Tarot Made Easy, Part 2, 56 cards that reflect what you're feeling, what you're facing, and how to move through it with clarity and trust. The Minor Arcana series. Let's do this. The Minor Arcana is how energy moves in your life. It's about tuning into messages that are already within you, and it's about trusting that your intuition already knows what it's doing. So what you're going to learn from this class is you're going to understand how numerology brings the meaning of each card. And bonus, you can take this numerology course and use it to anything. You can apply it for anything, including the Major Arcana. So each Major Arcana card has a number, and you can use numerology toward that number to give it even more depth, which I think is pretty cool. You'll connect with each suit's energy and what that element means for you. You'll combine the numbers and the elements together to make it super easy, and then you'll be able to read anything with numbers and elements. It's pretty cool. Strengthen your intuition by understanding these patterns and trusting your own inner voice. And you'll be able to read Minor Arcana like easy. It'll be so easy for you. You got this. First things first, let's get into numerology. So it's pretty simple, especially with this really cool drawing I made to simplify it. So let's look at number 1. Number 1 is just one person standing. I illustrated these numbers to make it even easier for you. So when you're thinking about what a number means, you'll remember this picture and it'll just burn into your head. And every time you think about what is number 2, you'll see the 2 little swans and you'll instantly remember, oh yeah, it was blah, 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 blah. So number 1, new beginnings, independence, leadership, self. We say this all the time. You're number 1. It's exactly that. It's really that one being and the energy and presence they bring. Number 2, connection. Do you see the number 2 shape in the swan? When you put a 2 and a 2 together, it's 2 little swans coming together with the heart in the middle. Do you see the heart between the swans' necks? So think of number 2 for connection, which is really easy. We do it all the time. 1 plus 1 is 2. They connect. Partnerships, balance, sensitivity, all of these, like it can be the love card, but it can also be the appreciation card. You see each other, you work together. Number 3, really cute one. This is a mother and a baby in her womb, because number 3 is all about creativity. And think of this, 1 plus 2 is 3. It takes 2 to make a 3. Creation, creativity, expression, joy. 3 is a crowd. There's so much said about 3. There's a reason why there's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Mother, Maiden, Crone. 3 come together to make a creatrix, a creative center. It's funny, as I'm speaking, I'm looking into my iPhone camera with the little 3 lenses and I'm thinking 3. Okay. Number 4, It's hard to see the 4 in this, but if you can just imagine the house being the top of the 4 and it just goes down. Number 4 is all about structure. Think of a square. Square has 4 equal lines. It keeps that stability. So 4 is all about foundation, stability, structure. It's your home, your center. Then we go on to 5. So if 4 is stability, what happens if you add an extra line, an extra twig? Let's say you have 4 twigs making a square. Add an extra twig. It kind of breaks up the stability. 5 is that creative chaos, the freedom, the change, the adventure, the movement. A lot of people think 5's a negative number. Not necessarily. I like to call it the fun chaos number. Then we go into 6. 6 is nurturing. It's really that I like to see either 6 as a mother holding a baby. So if you see the bottom part of the 6, it can be a mother holding a baby. Or here, it's a little creative person kind of staring off into space. So it's about nurture, love, care, responsibility. And you see the difference between 2 and 6, right? 6 is very nurturing. 2 is coming together. 2 is just like you and me, click. And then 3 and 6. 6 and 3 have a little bit of a similarity as well, with 3 having an emphasis in creation. And 6 is all about taking care, like nurturing, loving, guiding. Then we go on to 7. 7 is the wisdom number. It's all about spirituality, reflection, your inner knowing. 7, a person sitting under a tree contemplating life. Or you can think of it as the Bodhi tree, and there's like a little Buddha like meditating. 7's all about wisdom. Then we go on to 8. And 8, I just turned it sideways to make the infinity symbol. And if you saw the first class, you'll see that there was a few infinity symbols that already popped up in the Major Arcana. So with infinity, what do you think? You think never ending, power, success, abundance, strength. 8 is a very abundant number. 5 is an abundant number too, though, which is kind of interesting. But 8 is definitely that. In many cultures, in Chinese and Japanese culture as well, 8 means money. So it's kind of interesting. And it's a very lucky number. In Japan, 4 is an unlucky number, which is so random because I feel like 4 is so stable and beautiful and structured. But when you say 4 in Japanese, it actually means death. So go figure. Then 9. 9, I wanted to see 9 as like a little lamp post just turning on, like Eureka. 9 is kind of like a closure, not a 10 though, but in numerology, 9 is like coming to an end. It completes the numerology numbers. It's also compassion, being of service, lighting up that like, it's like the inner light within you coming up. You're being compassionate, you want to help out. When you'll notice when we see 9s in the deck, what that means. And something interesting to know is if you're doing basic numerology, like intro to numerology, you end at 9. But the tarot is special, and you'll see right now. The tarot actually has 10 digits. The 1, there's no 1. 1 is kind of like an ace, and then it goes into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm teaching you this numerology, so if you want to take this further, these are the basic archetypes of what numerology is. And I put down a little breaking down the digits code for you. So if you have a double digit, like here I have 14. There is no 14 in this numerology. But what you can do, you add the first number and the second number. You add the first digit and the second digit together. So 1 and 4 equals 5. That's how you break down a big number. Anything with double digits, you just add the single digits together and break it down. Interesting, right? So going forward, tarot is a little special because it has no 1s. It has 0s. The Major Arcana has a 1 though. The Magician's the 1. So that's why I wanted to add, basic numerology in there. I say basic numerology. I want to say 101 numerology, the one that you all should study just to understand what numerology means when you want to do birth dates and soul numbers and all those things. In tarot, we don't have 1s except for the Magician. We have 0s. I'm going to say we have aces. Aces are its own thing. They literally just mean fresh energy, new potential, birth, giving, presence, like this kind of like raw. It's a raw birth energy. And I like to think of them as like gifts, like something you have been given from the universe. It's always a little hand. A little hand's like, here you go. This is for you. So it feels to me like a present. And then 10. 10 is literally the completion number. It's the end of a cycle. You went from ace to 10. 10 is like, you're done. This is what happens when you go through all the numerology archetypes. Then there's something interesting too. When we work with the Minor Arcana, we have all the situational cards, ace through 10. Then we have court cards, kind of like a pack of playing cards. In playing cards, you have Jack, Queen, King. And here in the tarot, we have Page, which is the young apprentice, the student, Knight, which is the fiery, passionate guy or character, the Queen, the nurturer, and the King, the analytical one, the grounded, controlled archetype. And these come up with the elements to kind of give more depth of the situation and what you're feeling and thinking and going through within. So with the Page, they're curious, they're young, they represent like new beginnings, going out into the world. Think like 20-year-olds. That's like a Page energy. Then we go to the Knights. Well, okay, how about we say the Page is like 15, Knights can be 20. They're raw, they're passionate, they are driven, motivated, and they just want to move forward. Knights are all about movement. The Queens, nurturing, wise, emotionally attuned. They represent your inner mastery, like what you've come to understand, and receptivity, bringing it in. And the King is grounded, controlled, external leadership, the authoritative or full embodiment. They're like the goats, so to speak. I know these have genders-ish, with the Page being a little bit of ambiguous. These were made ages ago, so just keep that in mind. Queens can be any archetype that is nurturing, just like a King can be any archetype that is grounded. And when we mix this with the elements, it starts to make a lot of sense. So we have 4 elements. Wands. Wands is all about fire. I know, go figure. It's so random, right? They could look like little sticks. It's fire. They represent action and passion and creativity and purpose. This is a super fiery, passionate card, the Wands. They're like, rah! And it's fun. You'll see the differences once we go on, but I like the Wands. They're all fire, they're all passion. Then we go to the Cups. The Cups are water. It's funny, I didn't put the element next to the picture. I just realized that. That's okay. I'll add that in later. So if Wands are fire, the Cups are water. And water is all about emotion, love, intuition, relationships. The Pentacles, or some people like to call it the Coins. The Coins are earth, and they're about your body, your money, your work, and your home. All the earthy things. And we have Swords. Swords are air, and they're thoughts and truth and clarity and conflict. Swords are all this mental clutter up here. So let's see. Wands can be our heart, like our passion. Cups can be our emotions. Pentacles, our literal body. And swords, our mind. That's a good way to think about it. I know it's a lot, but it's going to make sense, I promise. Okay, we're going to start it off with the fiery, passionate Wands. And here I put the elements. So Wands, fire, action, and passion. Ace, do you see that Ace is giving you a little staff? He's presenting this passion to you. So it's all about sparking that inner fire. It's like, rah, here you go. A passion has lit within you, motivated. You are just like, oh, I want to do this new project. That's what a wand represents. An Ace of Wands, sorry. It's a new idea or a project beginning because your inner fire just lit up. Then we go to 2. And I forgot to mention, I am using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, continuing on. For the Major Arcana, I use the Rider-Waite-Smith as well. And that is because, 1, these are illustrated. All the cards are illustrated beautifully. 2, this is kind of like the GOAT in tarot. It's like the OG, the one that you go to every time. And 3, it's just really easy to follow. I think it's the easiest to follow. These are going to get abstract. Depending on what cards you buy, they're pretty crazy abstract. And I'll show you in the next class what I mean, because I have tons of tarot cards. And the 2 of Wands can look like this here in the picture, or it can look like something completely different, which is fun and scary. So that's why it gets really confusing if you're just trying to remember, oh, 2 of Wands means this and 3 of Wands means that. No, don't look at the memorization. Don't look at the meaning, so to speak. Just understand, if 2 is that coming together and Wands is passion, this person's standing behind a castle. I wanted to say bridge. He's standing behind a castle looking over into the world. He's really feeling that Ariel moment. I want to be part of that world, right? He wants that partner. He wants that, the next part of him. And with that fire, it's really starting to burn. So it does represent like choices. Like, are you going to go beyond this castle, or are you going to stay? And ultimately, it's like planning your next move. Let's go to 3 of Wands. Growth, creativity. Remember that baby in the 3, right? It's growing, it's expanding, and that fire is starting to like really percolate. And it's all about movement, momentum building. He went over the castle. He went over the castle wall, and now he's going on his adventure. He's like, okay, I'm feeling my Frodo moment, right? I always think of Frodo in his hobbit hole, and Gandalf is like, let's go. And Frodo's like, oh my gosh, no. But he goes, and this is him right there, just walking, and like, okay, this isn't so bad. It's kind of cool. 4 of Wands, structure, stability, right? Of the 4, we have literally 4 wands in the ground, and these 2 girls are like, hey, come over. It's progressing. It's solid progress. It's a good foundation. It's a calling of home, right? Homecoming. So he keeps going on his adventure. He meets some lovely ladies, and he keeps going to 5. Now 5 is where people are like, whoa. Again, 5s have a pretty crazy rep in this deck. The 5 of Wands, it looks like a bunch of people fighting. But think about it. 5 is fire. What happens when you have a lot of fire and a lot of passion? There can be conflict. 4 is going to be the stable fire. 5 is that kind of chaotic fire. And it's fiery because think of fire as an ego, right? I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. When there's a lot of fire, it can be a lot of passion. And I want to think of politics. Think of politics for the 5 of Wands. Everyone believes in their ideas, and they believe that they are right. And so one person is going to say, I want to do A. Another person is going to say, but B is better. And another person is going to say, and how about C? And they're just going to fight because they are so passionate in their ideas. This happens. So it's not a bad card. It's just a really passionate card. That's what the 5 of Wands represents. Then we go to 6. Remember, 6 is that nurture card. So the nurture of fire. It's all about the victory that comes out after the 5. The rocky waters, and then 6 is like, woohoo, you did it. So you moved past the conflict into your inner nurture. 7 of Wands. 7 is that spiritual number, that, I don't want to say psychic number, but when the 7 and the fire come out together, it can be a little conflicting because 7's all about kind of meditating, going within, trusting your inner knowledge, but your fire, your passion's like, wait a minute, but I want to do something. I want to fight. And so there can be a little bit of a conflict there. So defending your position, what are you feeling versus what are you wanting to do? Okay, 8 of fire. So 8 is that infinity sign. 8 is an action number. It's going, it's strength, it's abundant, it's moving, it's flowing, it's infinity. So when you get that with fire, it fuels the fire. It's like, oh yeah, let's get this going. And this card in particular is really interesting because you see the little sticks, the wands are falling from the sky. And a lot of people like to see this as spirit messages coming down to the ground to manifest into, like spirit ideas coming down to the ground to manifest into actual physical manifestations. And I believe sometimes there's like little butterflies. I don't see butterflies on this one, but some people can say that the little wands are sprouting ideas in life. You see little sprouts in there. I just want to give that a holler because I like to see that. I like seeing the 8 of Wands like, oh, spirit messages, because I've always read it like that. And that's what happens when you start intuitively reading tarot. Cards mean something for you. So right now we're just learning numerology with the elements, but later on they're going to actually turn into something really like solid for you, and you're going to know, oh, okay, well, 7 of Wands. When I see the 7 of Wands here, I think, Anakin, I have the high ground. But that's me. Maybe you'll see it as something else. And it gets really cool. Okay, moving on. The 9 of Wands. 9 was that compassion number, that ending number. It's not complete endings like a 10 would be in tarot, but it is a completion of sorts. So we have the fire, and we have the person kind of like standing guard, and the 9. So really think of it as like that fire is starting to dwindle. It's coming to its end. And so it's really setting up its boundaries. Like none shall pass. You're really feeling yourself out. Like, what do I need right now? What's going to help me most? So resilience boundaries almost there. Maybe keep going depending on how you want to read it. Then we get 10. 10 is literally the end of fire. So what happens with fire? If you have a lot of passion, you burn out. Literally, you burn out. So this guy's like, too much passion. He's like passion overloaded and he's just walking away. He's like, okay, I can't anymore. So that's the wands. Then we go to the page of wands. So the page, think of a fiery youth, someone who's about to go on their adventure. They're like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do that. He has so many ideas and passions and he can't wait to go on his adventure. So curious fire, excitement, playful ideas, new inspiration. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Ooh, the Knight. Think of that really fast acting energy. It's like fire with fire. This guy is like, bye. Bold action, really not really thinking what he's doing. He's just acting, charging ahead, impulsive. He's like, I don't care. I just want to do what my heart tells me to do. Then the Queen, the fiery. Usually we'll give the feminine archetypes of the Queen. They're kind of like a water. They're emotional. So it's like fire with water. It balances it out. She's passionate. She's confident. She's radiant. Think of how a fiery woman would be. She's like, yeah, round. She empowers others. And she's got a black cat. Pretty cool, right? Literally round. And we have the King. Ooh, think of a fiery masculine, like a fire with fire. Not as crazy as a knight. Not as like fast acting, but a visionary. Leads with purpose and takes initiative. He will take it. He's not going to wait for it. He's going to go when he feels like he needs to go. And then it's cute. He has a little salamander. And salamanders are an element of fire. So you'll see little salamanders around the fire. The Queen is holding a sunflower, another representation of fire. So I think that's really cute. Salamander, water. Oh, I like the cups. The cups are probably my favorite suit because they're all about emotions and they just flow. No, you know what? I do like the wands and fire though. Okay, I'll say it's a tie. Cups and wands, gotta be my favorite. So water, intuition, that's love. Look at this ace. The ace is holding a holy grail. He's like, here you are. I know Indiana Jones had to work really hard to get this, but I'm going to give it to you. The penitent one. Sorry, I'm geeking out. But yeah, it is like a holy grail. You have a dove diving in, holding the Eucharist. It's so beautiful and cleansing. So think of new feelings, new connections, new love. Deep inside, the waters are flowing. 2. Remember, 2 is coming together. So they're literally coming together. And this is a card I accidentally had for the lovers for a reason, because this is about union and balance. And they're, like, oh, you want to try my drink? Can I try your drink? And they're exchanging drinks. It's emotional harmony. It doesn't have to be about love. It can be about partnerships as well. But come on, it's fun to talk about love. Then we move on to the 3 of Cups. Okay, so 3 being creativity and 3 cups. Now it's party. Now they're partying. They're like, well, they're cheersing. They're having such a good time. They're like, this is awesome. So the 3 of Cups is all about joy and friendship. They're coming together, celebration, connection. 4 of Cups. Okay, why do we go from 3, which is all about party, to 4 of Cups, where this person is looking so uninterested, sitting under a tree, not even seeing the gift. Like the Ace of Cups is like, here you are, here's your holy grail. And he's like, he's zoning out. So 4 is stable water. What happens when water is stable? It's stagnant. It doesn't move. It's dead water. It's like water in a cup. It spoils eventually. So that's what this is. It's just kind of like still water that has no ambition, no anything. It's just like disillusioned, discontent, emotionally checked out. The water can't flow anywhere. It's just stuck. Then we go to 5 of water. And the 5 adds a little bit of adventure to the stability. Adventurous water. We get into the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Oh man, why didn't I do that? I wish I had done that. I could have done that. Should I have done that? So this person is lamenting over his spilled cups. Like, damn it. I dropped all my beer. What am I going to do? But he doesn't see that he still has 2 beers behind him. So it's like, where are you looking? Are you looking at your spilled beer or the 2 beers that you still got? Yeah. Then we go to the 6 of Cups. Such a sweet card. The 6 of Cups, remember, it's nurture with water. It's nurturing water. It's so nice. The little girls are like, here's a flower for you. And the other girls like, oh, thank you. Here's a flower for you. And they're just being kids and super cute. And it just reminds you of your childhood, nostalgia, sweetness. Really, like, yeah, I don't know what other words. I literally put nostalgia, sweetness, memories. Yeah, the good old days. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Now, there's so many ways you can read this. But think of 7 as the spiritual number, right? That like, oh, enlightenment number. And we have 7 cups, 7 waters. So you have spiritual with emotion. And usually it's like when you're meditating, you don't want your emotions to get the best of you. You want to use your emotions to feel things out, but you don't want them to overcome you. So it's like all these cups have appeared and it's choose your cup. Which one do you want? So it can be great because then you have a lot of manifestations, a lot of things present for you, but it can also be overwhelming because then you might have too many choices. Like, which one do I choose? What if I choose the wrong one? You know, it can be a little too much fantasy because you're too much in the spiritual realm. You're too much in the illusion and you're not really paying attention to your current reality. Or, I mean, I'm going to be honest, in my opinion, I love having a lot of options. This card is like a cool card for me. I'm like, yes, 7 cups. That's awesome. Give them to me. But it's up to you how you want to read it. Then we go to the 8 of Cups, the movement card, the abundance card, but abundance with water. It's a lot. It's walking away and going toward your truth. After the 7, after all of these like wishes come up, then what do you do after? You move on to your next adventure, right? You're moving past these cups. You're just like, okay, well, thank you. I go on my adventure. It's interesting. I don't know. You can read it many ways, but it's really about having that water keep going, moving that water energy. So you want to continue on to your journey. Then we have the 9, the completion of these, cups. Look at the guy. He's just like, yeah, I got all my cups now. I feel good. No one can bother me. These are my trophies. Say hello to Selena, Mark. He names all his cups. And he's feeling good. He's satisfied. Wishes fulfilled. 10 of Cups, the happiest card in the whole tarot deck. The 10 of Cups is literally the end of the rainbow. You have completed all of your emotions and everything feels so good. You have the married couple with the kids in the house, and they probably have a dog and a salamander. Who knows? They got it all. And it's just full emotional harmony. Family, love, and peace. Completed cups. Totally completed cups. The end of your cycle. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, he's a young energy with these emotions. So he's really like, to be or not to be? That is the question, And his cup has a fish. This fish represents psychicness. This card is kind of the psychic card, the young psychic person, the sensitive heart, strong intuition, the creative, the daydreamer. This is the Page of Cups. I mean, he's talking to a fish. That's pretty cool. The Knight. Oh my gosh. So you've got this knight who keeps charging forward, and then he has cups. So he's like the emotional knight. He's a romantic knight. He's a knight in shining armor. Now I was gonna say like Sir Lancelot, very much like that. He's got a romantic offer, movement toward love, or an emotional quest, right? Chivalrous. The Queen of Cups. So the Queen is water with water because she's already water, and she's really intuitive. She's really ruling with her heart, compassionate, deep empathy, healing. Remember, water is also very healing, and inner depth. And then the King of Cups. He's authoritative figure with water, like really emotional. And so he's the emotional master, the balance of that emotions. Steady, wise, holds space for others, really good listener. He's like, I see you, I feel you. Okay, that makes sense. Aren't the cups nice? The cups make you feel so good. You're just like, oh, the cups. Okay, moving on to the Pentacles. The Pentacles are all about physicality. Okay, so usually money, because they literally look like coins. So yeah, usually money or body or work, stability. One of these four. So the Ace of Pentacles, it's literally like he's giving you a load. No, he's not giving you a load. He's giving you a lump sum. He's like, here you are, $100,000, all for you. You're just like, yay! New seed, starting fresh at work or home or money. Let's be honest, when we see this, we're going to think of money. But yes, you can think of a new creative project coming to light. Because it's literally like a seed is being given to you, or it could be like a new job, new body. I don't know. Probably not new body, but it's really new physical thing. Two of coins. Two of coins. I really like this card. It's fun because you have this juggler with a crazy hat. I don't know why his hat's so crazy. He's like juggling his coins. And if you look at the background, there's this chaos going on. There's like a storm. The boats are all crazy. The water's crazy. And he's literally balancing within the chaos. So Earth is very grounded. I forgot to mention that. Pentacles are very grounded energy because they're physical. So Ace, it's like here you are, your physical item that you can touch. The two, he's juggling these grounded objects. Like the two is that coming together number, the two swans. They're coming together. They are, I don't want to say compassion because that's more of like 9, but they are kind of that feminine. The two is really that coming together to create something. So we have two of Pentacles juggling his pentacles, and there's stuff happening in the background because it is, while it is an earthy number, it's kind of, the two is a little bit watery. So you see that happening, like the water is rising and he's still dancing. He's dancing within the chaos. And I think that is such a cool idea. Also, you see the infinity sign here, which is fun to notice because I feel like you can also bring in that 8 balance there, which is abundance, literally with the pentacles. And he's not dropping them. He's continuing to juggle. He's like, okay, I got this. So again, tarot can get really deep. Don't let it overwhelm you. Give it a thought, give it your own spin, and read it that way. Multitasking. I wrote down multitasking. I didn't even realize it. Priorities, flexibility, and multitasking. Okay, 3. The 3 of Pentacles is really easy to understand because it's 3 coming together with Earth, that grounding. And here you see they're building a church. And you have the person with the ideas, the person who's literally building it, and the person financing it. So 3 come together to create something. Teamwork, learning, building something, skill growth. Remember, 3 is a creative number with that little baby. And we have Earth. So what's creative Earth? Literally creating something. 4 is the stability number, remember? What happens when you have a lot of stability with an Earth? It can be seen as coveting. It's like really solid. You can't pass. You can't come through. So it's like either you're holding it because you're creating like your own like bank, holding tight, scarcity mindset because you don't want to let go of that pentacle. You have too much stability with it, or control freak. You're trying to protect it too much. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so the stability is broken with the 5. We have this fun chaos. When there's a little bit of chaos or when there's an adventure with a really grounded element like Earth, it can feel a little stressful because Earth wants to stay. Earth is like, yeah, I want to stay here. And then the 5 is like, but let's go do something. So you feel that disconnect. And you see here, we have the 2 people who look like they're having an awful day and they are feeling awful for themselves. They're like, oh, woe is me, help us. But they're walking right by a church. They can go inside that church and say, hey, we need help. And the church will help them. But they're not even noticing the church. They're just like ignoring it, walking by. They're too focused on their own issues to see or ask for help. So it can be financial struggle or just a physical struggle, feeling unsupported, unbalanced. 6 of Pentacles. Remember, nurture with Earth. earth is being nurtured. So you're giving, you're taking and giving, this beautiful cycle. Generosity, receiving, sharing resources. Here, this man is sharing. These people are probably going to share that with their own families as well. So giving and receiving. 7 of Pentacles. So 7, that enlightenment card. He's sitting under the tree. Remember, for 7, we're bringing in that inner spiritual side with earth. So it's kind of a slow growth. This person is looking at all his hard work and he's like daydreaming, wishing he could do more, wishing it wasn't so much work. So this card really encourages us to be patient. It's a slow growth right now. With what you put into it will really come to show later. So it's like long-term results. You are in it for the long run. And you can check it out. Like he's kind of looking and seeing like, oh, maybe I should trim this one or maybe I should trim that one. So kind of little by little working at it and letting go of what you don't want and implementing what you do want. Really that kind of way of working. Am I making sense? So spiritual with earth is kind of like taking your time with it and really making it something special. 8 with earth. 8, again, action, movement, abundance. It's like the money number. And then Pentacles is money. So you're really working hard on that money. It's focused work. This person is seen really diligently taking his time. There's a castle behind him. He's not partying. He's not going home. He's sitting here working. So it's practicing. It's your mastery. It's your honing a craft. You're working really hard at something. And the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 is literally the reap what you sow because it's the end. It's completion. And here the woman is wearing a beautiful dress and she's in her garden and she's just like living her life and talking to a bird. And this really represents self-made. She, worked hard, so she is here. And it's a nice card to think about. Usually when this card pops up, you're like, okay, I'm doing well. Like I worked really hard and now it's time for me to sow my oats. It's time for me to enjoy what I have created. Independence, luxury, enjoying the fruits of your labor. But the 10 of Pentacles is the completion of the Pentacles. Here we have the old man looking at the young couple who could be the young couple from the 10 of Cups, just saying. And you have all of your Pentacles. You are set for life, but the real meaning is you are what you made. And it's literally like when I see people who are dying, and they say like, oh, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. All of the things that you wish you could have done come to you while you're dying. And it sucks, but it really opens your eyes to like trying to live your best life now while you have it. Because when you get to the end, you won't be able to make a lot of tweaks, especially if you can't move your body or if a lot of your loved ones are also dead. You know what I mean? It's kind of similar to 9 where it's like you reap what you sow, but it's your whole life review. So this card can be a great card or it can be kind of a difficult card depending on the situation. If the person who you're reading for or yourself, had they did their best, they lived their life to their fullest, they feel good about all of their choices and decisions, that's a really great card for them. It's the end of their Pentacles. But if there's some woulda, coulda, shouldas in there, and I'm going to be honest, we're all going to have woulda, coulda, shouldas. They can pop up. But overall, it does feel like a really solid card. It's like, okay, you've completed your Pentacles. Your earth is good. You're abundant. This old man's probably rich. He's the grandpa and he's got his son and his son's wife and the dog. So it feels like a really full and complete card. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. Page of Pentacles. He's like, wow, this is my pentacle. He's so excited. And it's so funny. I didn't write anything for these, so don't look at the words here. But the Page of Pentacles, he is really excited to make this his new, I don't want to say idea, but he's like planting the seed for what he wants to do in his future life. So it's a manifesting card. He has like ideas like, okay, I want to become a master swordsmith. So he's going to plant the seed into the ground and watch it grow into a tree. He is really dreaming those big dreams, ready to make them a reality. Then the knight comes along and he too but he is all about action, right? So he's really throwing these seeds into the fire and watching them turn into something even faster. Something about Earth. Earth is very stubborn. So where the Knight is fast acting, the Earth is really slow and steady and grounding. And so it's kind of like stopping forward momentum in a way with his own grounded self. He's like, okay, I'm here. I want to make things happen. For, let's say he wants to raise his wife and his kids and he wants to support them. So he's going to be a bit more grounded in his thinking than just go, go, go. He's a bit like a slower, grounded, fast acting, passionate person. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Sorry about I didn't write anything there, but I'm going to put all of these slides in my school and it's going to be free and you can download them and they'll be fixed. And I'll also add a cheat sheet back there too. So side note. Okay, the Queen. The Queen is all about nurturing her roots. She's watering those plants, those seeds. Water with earth is this really beautiful, like, planting the seeds. Abundance, caretaking, practical support. The Knight can also be seen as abundance too. All of these cards, they have a little form of abundance in them because it's all physical. The King. The King is the master provider. So while the Knight is like, I really want to support my wife and kids, the King is like, I support my whole kingdom. Security, leadership, financial mastery. You know, he's a smart guy. He's fine. He's doing well. I say he lightly, but you know what I mean. Okay, the swords. Are you ready? Are you ready for the swords? The swords are the hardest suit. When they pop up in a reading, you're like, damn it, because this is all mental. Think of all the thoughts that we have every day. Swords are all mental. They're all up here. So they're going to be sharp and they're not going to come in gently. They're going to have a bang. Just like the fire has a bang with passion, the swords are like thoughts. So Ace, the presence of your sword, clarity, mental clarity. You're just like, okay, lots of ideas growing here, breakthroughs, truth, a new way of thinking, thinking outside of the box. This is what the Ace of Swords would represent. Then we go into the Two of Swords. It starts getting a little eerie. You're like, what? Two of Swords. She's got her swords covering her eyes. And remember, two is coming together, the couple number. When she is covering her eyes, two is coming together with the air. Air is very fast and also kind of ambiguous. So there is a little bit of a conflict. It's an inner conflict. I always think of Luke Skywalker training with Obi-Wan Kenobi and his eyes are covered and he's like, June, trying to hit the lasers with his lightsaber and they're just like attacking him and he's tired and he's training, but he has to find his force. Where is your force? Your inner fire. Listen to your inner heart. You have a lot of thoughts. They're coming in like swords, literally. So it can really mean like indecision, needing to pause inward. When you have two choices, two swords, which one do you choose, right? It can be a little contradicting and scary. So she's meditating to go within to figure out which way do I want to go. But it does remind me of Luke Skywalker training. Three of Swords. This is a hard one. It hurts. I mean, it's literally a heart with three swords in it. A three is creativity. And then there's swords with thoughts and ideas. Creative ideas, the heart just gets broken. And trying to understand how to say it nicely. Think of this. The Ace is mental clarity. The Two of Swords is inner conflict. Clarity and conflict come together and create that headache. It's literally like a headache, heartache. I'm going to say headache because these are thoughts. These are all your ideas. And that's all you have to really remember with this. What was one story? What is two story? And three, it's a creation of those two. That's why we have these swords in the heart. And it's really sad. It sucks getting this card, but it is more of a me thing. When you're reading the tarot and this comes up, you're just like, what happened? This is just all in my head, in a sense. They're getting to me. The emotions hits. I'm feeling the feels, but I'm trying to be really clear about it. So it just turns into headache, heartache. 4. So after a headache and a heartache, you want to recover. What happens after a migraine? You want to sleep. 4 is the stable air. You want to go within and just kind of meditate on it and relax your senses. Retreat, recharge, mental pause. 5, a little bit of a chaotic air, a little playfulness. It's hard to label this one, but look at the guy. He's got two swords in his hand, one sword in the other hand, and two swords on the ground. It's a very ambiguous card. And it can be like many people say, oh, he stole the swords, or maybe he's giving them the swords. Like, we don't know what he's doing. So with a 5, you're coming out of your rest, and it can turn into some sort of like tension or a win-lose scenario because you had your heartache, you rested, and then you're coming out of it. How are you feeling? You're feeling still kind of like this. All those swords, all those ideas, it's a chaotic idea, so it's not stable, and it just feels kind of like, is it good? Is it bad? We don't know. So I call this the gray card. You don't know. You can assume, but it's never good to assume. Depending on what cards come up with this card will really make more sense of what it's trying to tell you. But it is telling you that the air is a little chaotic. So if there is a victory, it's kind of like a hollow victory. It's not a complete victory. Number 6. 6 is nurturing all of that air, all those thoughts and all that chaos that just happened. 6 is coming in to say, okay, I got you. So it's a transition. It's quiet, moving on from emotional distress. You're just like, okay, moving emotional distance. You're distancing yourself from all the ideas, all those like sharp swords coming into your mind. You're just kind of moving past it. This guy is literally carrying this woman who looks like she's gone through a lot. She's like, oh, damn, this has been a lot. It's got my little baby. And he's taking them away. Emotional distance from the emotional distress that we just got from all those swords. 7, the spiritual air. And it's funny because he looks so naughty. He's like, hee, making off with the swords. It can be strategic though. So 7 is you meditated on it and like you made a move. All these swords are giving you ideas. So it's a strategic move. It could be secretive. It could be a little deceptive, maybe, depending on your angle of seeing it. It could be for self-protection. So again, the swords are really ambiguous. You don't know why he's making off with all these swords. So is it for self-protection? Are you trying to help yourself? Is it deceptive? It's a little secretive. You're not saying anything about it. It's a strategic move. You're choosing not to put your cards out on the table. You're literally like, if it's poker, you're calling it out and you're not showing anyone your cards. Okay, 8, that movement card, the infinity with the air, it's mental anguish. A lot of movement, a lot of thoughts. This woman's like, she's overwhelmed. So she's not trusting herself. The thoughts are taking over. So limiting beliefs, self-doubt, illusion, right? The thoughts are percolating. And then 9, it's like overwhelm, total overwhelm. She's like, oh my God, I can't. This is the worst migraine you've ever had in your life kind of 9. I like kind of card. I like to call this the Freddy Krueger card because it's like Freddy's coming for you, but it's actually your own inner thoughts that are destroying you. It's anxiety, it's guilt, it's fear, it's dark thoughts, but they're all made from your insecurities. Swords are really insecure. They're just like, they attack you. They mess with your thoughts. They mess with your grounded earth. They mess with your fiery heart, and they mess with your emotions. Those thoughts. And 10, you're just over it. You're like, oh, mental end. Rock bottom, final clarity. You're just like, I give up. So let's go back with the swords real fast. The swords are all telling a story of overwhelm. The sword has been given to you with the ace. Number 2, it's like inner conflict. 3, it's the heart. It's getting a little bit of a stabbing pain. It's like, hey, why am I feeling this heartbreak? Then 4, it's like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. 5, it's like, oh, this doesn't feel good. Like something's up. 6, okay, I'm gonna just try to distance myself from these swords, but they're still piling up. 7, okay, the swords are still piling. I'm getting like, who do I trust? Do I trust you? Do I get paranoid, right? 8, overwhelmed with so many thoughts. And 9, I can't. Like, it's killing me right now. And 10, I died. I literally died. So the sword story are all about like overwhelmed with thoughts. And the page. Okay, page doesn't have to do with this story. Page is totally different. Page is a quick thinker. Page is that young-witted, quick-witted youth. Quick thinker, curious, observant, student of truth. He speaks his truth, right? He really follows his, he's like Hermione Granger. Smart, says her truth, and is curious. Knights. The knight is fast acting, so direct force with the air. So fast acting, cutting words, and truth. Swords do represent words, and that's something I totally forgot to mention. While they're thoughts, they're also the air that comes out of our mouth. They're also our words, and more so here with the youth. And we could go back and read it through words, like what would it mean? Like what would the Ace of Swords mean with words? Like the gift of voice. Let's say the Two of Swords with your voice is going to be like, oh, okay. So I can start saying something, but am I saying the right things? Like you start to contradict yourself, or self-doubt kind of starts to come in. This is a long class. I think I'm losing track, and I'm just rambling right now because I don't have anyone else to talk to. I wish you could talk back with me. Okay, so the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the truth teller. She's going to let you have it. She's very smart, very quick-witted, wisdom, independence, sharp intuition. She kind of looks like the Justice card because she's got her sword of truth. She's not afraid to use it. And the King. The King is a mental authority. He is logic. Smart cookie. He's all about leadership. All the kings are leadership, so I had to put that in there. But, strength in his leadership, mastery of communication. While the Ace through the 10 are all about thoughts, the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King, they are about words. And thoughts too, but definitely words. So communication, when these cards come out, it's about speaking up. These cards are encouraging you to speak your truth. And we did it! Oh my gosh, how do you feel? Do you feel good? That was hard. That was hard for me to keep going. And I hope that you can just take a break. Like, do one suit, pause it, go to the next suit, pause it, go to the next suit, pause it, go to the next suit. Essentially, all you're doing is you're doing the numerology over and over and over again using a different element. This is going to mean your own thing because you're the one doing this. I am just giving you a really 101 and my thoughts on how I would read it, but you read it to what makes sense for you, similar to how we did the archetypes. This has to be yours. Remember that aces will spark that new energy. The 10s will bring closure, and the suits tell stories of fire, air, water, earth, and they're all in you. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to have fun. You're going to just shuffle your cards. You're going to pull something really random. Hey, I was hoping it was a Minor Arcana, 3 of Wands. And you're like, oh no, I don't remember what the 3 of Wands was. Look at the number. What is 3? Creativity. It's that. And remember the picture. It's the 3 with a little baby inside, right? They are the ultimate tricks, the manifestation. Remember, 3 is a crowd. It is a balance as well, a balance card. When I draw the 3 of Wands, I know that 3 is creative, and I know that wands are fire, and I see 3 fiery wands that are coming from the ground. And this person, you can look at the picture. Depending on the tarot, it will be a different picture. Or if you want to be badass and not use any pictures at all, just come back to the elements. Fire is all passion. And you got 3 fiery sticks. What does that mean? That fire's got to go somewhere. It's working together with itself. It's creating some sort of fiery manifestation to go forward because fire's got to go. I got the 6 of Pentacles. 6, all about nurture. Pentacles, our earth. So we are really nurturing that earth, whether that's a job or finances or clothes, whatever it means. You are making it happen. It's about giving and receiving. So you start to read the tarot that way. It really helps. You're more than welcome to use your book that comes with your tarot cards to interpret it, but it's not necessary, especially once you know numerology. I encourage you to look at numerology again. Take down notes for what each number means for you. Just kind of close your eyes, like, what does 3 mean for me? What does 4 mean for me? What does 5 mean for me? And just start to get a good idea with the cards. The Page, the Queen, the King, the Knight, those are easy. Page, young, curious energy. Knight, fiery, go, go, go energy. The Queen is that inner nurture, and the King is leadership. So just put those with the elements. And again, study the elements. What else does fire mean for you? I say passion, but it can mean something completely different for you. So once you understand what tarot is made off of, which is basically just numbers and an element, then you're golden. Stay tuned for video 3, where I'm going to teach you how you can read this easily. I'm going to teach you how to make your own spreads, and I'm going to teach you how I read tarot and how it could help you in everyday life to read tarot. So that'll be a fun class. You will definitely enjoy it. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to go even deeper with tarot, join my free school community, Spirit Connection Made Easy, where I will teach you how to cleanse your energy, how to speak to your spirit guides, how to read tarot, how to speak to the elementals, the fae, and many more classes to come. I keep building it, and it's turning into a really awesome space of free resources just for you. I have never seen a free tarot class. I hope this helps you. I'm making it free because I feel like reading tarot is a beautiful way to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and read your own energy without overthinking yourself and letting your swords get in the way. It helps me to think of it like my wands are feeling this. My swords are doing this. My pentacles need this. My water feels this. And some, using the elements in your everyday scenarios in your head. Don't be telling people this because they're going to be like, what are you talking about? But if you use elements in your everyday scenarios, it'll start to make so much more sense, and you'll start to see the elements everywhere, and it'll just make reading tarot even easier. So link to the school community down below. And question, please share in the comments which minor arcana card you like the most. One of my favorites is the 3 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. I really love the 6 of Cups, where the little girls are like giving each other flowers, and any ace. An ace is awesome. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss part 3 of my Tarot Made Easy class, where we'll put the whole deck together and learn to read with heart, not just with memorization. Tarot is a mirror. Are you ready to look in? Spirit is calling. Will you answer the call?